grateful because you really made me happy today, so thank you. And I met all your fans here. Well, my question for Bunny is, what do you think about Ginny waiting so long to get to be with Harry? And my question for Stan is, how do you feel to work with Emma Watson? Because I need you. Thank you, I love you.
Okay. My question. Okay, so that was how long? Well, yeah. I mean, I guess she waited a bit too long. Why didn't Joe Rowling get the two of them together earlier? I mean, I think there's like nice little like pointers and clues that you get that maybe that they're going to end up together. So I think almost maybe we didn't see that coming, and then suddenly when it did happen, all of those things made sense. But yeah, I think the minute, you know, Ginny as his character was like surrounded by older brothers, so she was always kind of like shoved to the corner as just like the little sister, and suddenly she, you know, the minute she gets to Hogwarts and she gets into Quidditch, suddenly she becomes like really confident and really cool, so I enjoyed that shift.
Yeah, my question, obviously I enjoyed working with Emma. But to be honest, I enjoyed working with absolutely everyone on set. Everyone is really friendly, really nice. I mean, you know, from kids up to all the grown-ups. As I said, we were like a big family on a big playground, so it was all really good. But obviously, you know, Victor Crumb had his moments with Hermione, so...
I really love you both. My question for Bonnie. Like when you were first cast as a little girl, did you expect it, or did you have any idea that it would become such a big thing, that you would still have so many fans even after the series ended?
No, I did not think that at 9 years old when I was cast. I mean, none of us really, you know, all of the books hadn't been written, so everyone was one question at a time. So all the books hadn't been written, so obviously none of us really knew where our characters were going to go, so that was like the mystery in a way of like what was going to happen. And I mean, obviously before the movies were made there was like already a following of the books, so I think everyone knew that there was going to be an audience, but like no one could have ever imagined in their wildest dreams that the phenomenon that exploded out of the movies like happened. And I'm sure if you told us that when we were all cast, it would have been quite like a daunting thing to be told if we're like, this is how big the movies are going to become. And almost the unknown of what it did become made it more exciting.
The relationship with J.K. Rowling, how was she's busy the set sometimes? How is she?
Yeah, she's amazing. She's such a cool woman. She's like, she was very, very clever in the way that she wasn't like overly dominating like creatively in the process of the movies. Like she really trusted the creative team behind the films, and very much was like, I trust that you'll make a great movie out of these books. And she never used to, when she came on set, she never used to like say to anyone she was going to come. She would just like appear, so no one was like waiting or wondering when she'd come. But she's always been really supportive, and she's just like the kind of perfect like aunt that you wish you always had.
And for Warner Brothers is one of the biggest franchise ever in the history of the studio, and next year we have the spin-off of Harry Potter. So
looking forward to it as much as like every fan. I mean, you're going to understand about the magical world, where it's come from, how it was born, and I'm really excited for all the people who are going to be in those movies. Knowing how much it changed my life, I'm sure it's going to change theirs as well.
For you, Stan?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm waiting, you know, to see the spin-offs as well. It's going to be interesting to see how, you know, the new generation of, you know, actors who get involved into these movies, you know, what happens to them. Because it's changed my life as well as everyone else who's been part of Harry Potter so far. So everyone is in for a life change, and it will be interesting to see, you know, what happens with everyone else.
To talk with you, and my question for both are what is your favorite scene of Harry Potter saga, and if you can change a part of the saga, what scene would you change?
Favorite scene from the whole saga? Wow, favorite scene?
That's very, very hard. That's like a billion scenes. I guess. Favorite scene? Jeez. I mean, I wouldn't say it was my. Oh no, my favorite probably in terms of. I love. I mean, this Chamber of Secrets for Ginny's character was like super, super fun. And it was the only moment. Obviously, in the first film, I played such a small role, and in that second movie, I got to do so much with Tom Riddle's diary and all of those things. And weirdly enough, a lot of that stuff. We did like a lot of B-roll footage of like me possessed with the diary and running around Hogwarts doing all these like crazy things. And loads of those were like really enjoyable because we just went off on like a small crew and just shot them. And there was like a few of them built into a montage in the movie, but like loads of them we filmed and they're like never, obviously because it was like 2 hours worth of like Ginny being sort of crazy, that they never put in the movies. But I really enjoyed all of those things because they were a real challenge for me, and I was still really young during that filming. And one thing I would change, I'm sure you'd like to say like many more films. They didn't, or just like many more books. What happens to Ginny Weasley, the Quidditch player? Hey, what happens to that?
Maybe JK got more books coming in the future. Who knows? For you, Stan?
We're gonna get some screaming now. My favorite scene, obviously I've been in the fourth year, it was the Yule Ball. And the reason for this is, well, there is a sad story to it because we were all ending, you know, filming, so one by one we were sort of saying bye on set, but then it was right before Christmas.
Yeah,
it was
all white, the set. It was like,
yeah, the set was all amazing, nicely set up like winter, and we had the dancing and everything else. Lots of cakes, and you know, it was good fun. So this was, you know, one of my favorite scenes. I cannot just name one. And then one thing I would change is I would make the fourth film into two, so we get the Quidditch stuff.
Is Dobby here with us? Hello, Dobby. Hello. So, in the Chamber of Secrets, you got the Basilisk. There was a full animatronic, right?
yeah.
How scary was it? How fun was we with that?
Yeah, that was like, I mean, for the scale of like an act, I mean, obviously now, but we always forget that most films now, anything you see like the Basilisk, you just like always just assume it's going to be computer graphics, where they actually made like a full giant like head coming out of the water that was all animatronic, so it like moved and I mean that scene was quite scary. I mean we filmed the Chamber of Secrets like in the Chamber of Secrets for like almost like 3 weeks, and a lot of the time obviously I'm laying on the floor like half dead. And then the minute my character wakes up, I was like, yay, I have something to do. I've been lying on the floor for like two weeks, so I saw the Basilisk in the corner of my eye. But then obviously the minute that like Dan hits the diary with the Basilisk fang, and that was really fun. It like exploded with ink, so like went everywhere all across us, and then somebody woke up. But yeah, I really loved that set. Was amazing. It was huge. Like you kind of almost didn't see the scale in the movie, but it was really, really big.
It looks amazing on the movie. So it's like, and the animatronics are super real. So it's very nice. So working with the special effects with the actors, a lot of actors involved in particular scenes. There's a lot of waiting also between takes. So what is the usual thing to do when you're just there like 2 hours or 3 hours waiting?
Well, the thing is, for most actors when they're not at school, waiting means waiting, but waiting for us meant catching up with homework and doing school. So every hour that we weren't filming, we were like either eating lunch or like doing lessons. Because the entire film, all the way, even in the last film, I was in my first year of university, but we were still like pretty much schooling. So there was not much waiting. It was really hard work.
So you're shooting or lessons?
Shooting or doing schooling.
Wow.
And it was always the worst. You'd be like in the middle of doing a really, really fun scene, and then you'd have a break and you'd be sat doing like maths homework.
must be a totally different change of energy when you're like super high acting and then go back to mathematics. It's like
yeah, or the other way around, you'd be sat really bored and you'd just be waiting like, can we go on set?
A ver, otra pregunta.
Before any question, we have some presents for the both of you.
Ah, unos dibujos, a ver.
Very pretty.
Ahí está. Otra pregunta, chicos.
la chica de la película, ¿cuál sería y por qué? Ah, y por favor, ¿podría tomarme un selfie con usted, por favor? Okay.
I would like to know if you...
You don't have the interest. If you can perform magic for real, which one of the spells from the movie do you like to perform?
I would like to I mean, the invisibility cloak is pretty cool. The things you can get up to in one of those. I think, what else? Spell. I like the one when you transport yourself.
That's a good one. When you touch something.
Yeah, and you click and you like all the ones that are like objects that are like, what are they? They're like gates, portals. They're like weird, like in the movie. Yeah, there's one in the movie that's a boot. I want one of those boots. Just like touch it, be like, you come here all the time, you travel all around the world. Like,
Últimas 3 preguntas.
My question is for Bob. Would you like it Harry be in love with Hermione?
obviously, you're asking the wrong people.
No. He could be. She could be in love with Victor Crumb, not with Harry.
Por favor, no hagan triángulos amorosos. A ver, otra pregunta.
I'm excited that you will marry Perú. Well, my question is, how do you feel about being part of a story that has changed a lot of lives? Can I take a selfie with you?
One giant selfie.
How do you feel of being part of?
Oh, I mean, it's hugely grateful and hugely sort of, honoured, and I think that all of us, it's changed our lives, and I think Joe Rolling's stories have changed so many people's lives. It's like inspired so many thousands of people to read. Like, if you ever asked me as a kid to read like a 500-600 page story, I never would, whereas Harry Potter, I was like, yeah, I'll read all of it. So, it's changed so many people's lives, and including ours, and we're as much a part, like whatever you felt from them, like it's exactly what we felt from them.
And it's for a lot of kids and even young adults, the Harry Potter books is the beginning of a long love of books. Just because of Harry Potter, then they jump to Shakespeare, Dickens, or whatever, just because they start reading Harry Potter. So that's amazing. It's just because of it. Otra pregunta.
Hi. I was very for everyone. I wanted to know what inspires you both artists or actors, or producer. I wanted to know what inspires you in your career.
What things inspire you guys?
What inspires me is you guys. I mean, thanks to you, we are who we are today. And obviously, you are the force that drives us to, our motivation and, to keep us doing what we do. So without you, we wouldn't be here. So, a big thank you to all of you.
I guess also through this experience and just general sense, I've always loved traveling, and obviously being here, seeing different cultures, and what inspires me is to think that, like, no matter the language or the culture, like, this story and storytelling generally in any form, in any form of art, is what makes me wake up in the morning, is to tell stories, whether that's directing it or writing it, to be able for it to cross different countries and to see that all of you guys, it's the same universal things in stories, so storytelling as an art.
Well guys, we got presents for you, for a Peruvian artist. We want to give it there.
We all know that Victor and Ginny are Quidditch players, right? Yeah! So, and Peru is big in Quidditch, right? So we do have a Peruvian Federation of Quidditch right here, and they would like to give you a present. And also, yeah, don't go fly around with that. We have a Peruvian artist that made some gifts for you. We have exactly this one for you too, and you can sign it and give it away for the fans.
Ooh, thank you. Looks like we've become animated characters. Yeah.
You're gonna pick one.
Good luck, everyone. Okay, the number is 421. 421.
Okay, we have a winner. We have a winner. Ticket en mano, porfa, con tu ticket. Con tu ticket. A ver, el de Víctor, ¿no?
I got my own. And the number is 810.
8:10 a la 1, 8:10 a las 2, 8:10 a las 3.
Okay, 292.
292 a la 1, 292 a las 2. ¿292? ¿292? Ok, 292. Ticket en mano, por favor. ¿Es correcto? Es correcto, perfecto. Suban, por favor. Do you want to take a picture? That's the Peruvian flag.
Thank you.
Listo, un aplauso de despedida. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, a pleasure. Hope to see you again soon. As always, enjoy your